Oh, there's more coming.
Good, good, good. What's going on, Solar Icons family? Happy Monday to each and every one of you. Welcome to today's Fireside Chat. I'm super excited to go over a few announcements and then jump in. The last 3 weeks, really opening this thing up to more of what it's created to be, more of that forum, that mastermind, has been awesome. I remind people each and every week, though, no two calls are ever the same, because it's led by each and every one of you. So really challenge yourself. I know we have someone on with the flu to try to be on as often as you can for as long as you can. And then a little caveat with that is make sure you're inviting your team, right? I was talking to a few of my leaders today. Don't just rely on my text, Chris's text, Maureen's text on GroupMe, right? The group leading. You want to send off those one-offs. You want to pick up the phone, have that conversation. As many people as we can have on these calls around that campfire, the better we all do. It's just so important. Well, as we always do, I want to start with shout outs. So if someone wants to come off mute and recognize someone on the team for something incredible they did over the last 7 days, the floor is yours.
I will go. I have a new team member. I put them on the group last week, Michelle and Rusty Kwan Young, and completed their tier 1 training and submitted their own bill within first couple days out there.
Fire.
Do it.
Strong correlation, by the way, guys and gals, with people that knock out tier 1 inside of 48 hours. Very, very strong correlation. All right, who else we got? I'll give Maureen a shout out real quick. Sorry, Chris, I think you were just about to talk. Maureen has 2 deals that she's signing today. I don't know why she's not smiling from ear to ear. She has been crushing solo presentations. Obviously, you guys know her from the way she speaks. I'm in awe every time she opens her mouth. Another side piece I love that she does, though, is she records herself doing these with customers by herself practicing, and she sends it to me every single time for critique and review. Like, that's accountability. Like, that's how you grow, right? Because there's no perfect presentation. I don't care if you're Chris Hart. There's something someone can miss. Look, people are in shock. Is it true? I say it on Roleplay all the time. There's never a perfect dialogue. There's some little nuance you missed. And so the fact she's highly accountable like that to share it, guys, expect massive, massive things from Maureen in December. Super excited to see your growth, Maureen.
Thank you.
You look excited.
Well, I'm just like, until it happened, like, I'm in this, like, there's all this great stuff. Like, I've got, one signing at 6, a new presentation at 7, another one, they postponed it tomorrow because we had to get numbers, signing tomorrow. And then another presentation for New Jersey tomorrow, a Delaware one on Wednesday, a Delaware one on Friday. So I'm like, tier 3 soon, but with good presentations. I'm just really excited from everything I've learned from you guys and from being here now, doing the presentations and really just speaking into, the value proposition, even though the payments on all these are higher than what they're paying for their electricity bill.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that today. It's a great one. I know Chris is going to lead it.
You're not on those Friday mornings with Chris. Get on there because it is me consistently showing up that I realized I had totally embodied the value propositions.
Yep.
Over time. So yeah.
Love that. The other thing you're doing right now, this is important, guys, for everyone else that's scratching on that door of tier 2, has goals of tier 2. Hopefully many of you have goals for tier 3 and beyond, right? Is you want to jump into action the minute you're given that title and that flexibility, that freedom, that empowerment to go run your own, is that you're ready. That's why Chris and I created Mentor Factory. We wanted what's happening to her, what happened to Chris and I. All of a sudden they grant you access and you got 15 proposals to go run. You're going to learn real quick. But it's the best way to learn. Like, that was our boot camp that changed everything for the 2 of us. And we want that for everybody on this team. Our fear and why we created Mentor Factory is all of a sudden you get an email, hey, Michael, you're tier 2, congrats. And Michael's like, oh, shoot, what do I do now? And I just picked on him so I know he could handle it. But it's the truth, guys. Who else we got for shout outs? Let's keep them going. Let's get a few more.
I got a couple I'll throw out there. Super proud of Terry, how he's stepping up into leading his team. His team's growing pretty quickly. And so he's doing a great job. And I just want to make sure that he gets that recognition. And of course, Jim, damn, bro, that dude ain't slowing down a bit. I don't even know what number we're on anymore. So great job, but I'm not keeping up because I don't have to, because Terry has stepped up. And so it's fun. It's fun when things start coming together. So I appreciate you guys.
I'm going to echo that for a second. Obviously, you guys have heard Jim's name a lot. You're going to keep seeing him and Patrick Adu are battling, and as a leader, I love it. I love when you have two competitive people going after it with love and humility. By the way, when I say battling, something I love that, and it really starts at Chris. I can't even take ownership of it. I'm on a four-way text with Jim, Terry, and Chris. Leadership is all on this team. Like it's if I'm too busy, I'm doing something else, I know for a fact Terry's going to give an answer. Terry's going to lead it, hop on a Zoom. You have Chris's backup. Like you have all of us. I wish there was more of that going on in this organization. The way they've built that system of structure where there's always a hand willing to help out, it's fire. And so we're going to keep leaning on them, copying what they're doing, keep sharing it with everyone else, because they nailed it. They really did. Russell, I'll come to you next.
All right, brother. Yeah. So honestly, man, I just want to come from kind of the low man on the totem pole's perspective. I got to give a shout out to Jim too, because Jim has embodied everything that I've always wanted to strive for as a leader. I mean, I was in the Marines for 8 years. You know what I'm saying? I've been in leader positions and I've seen many different types. And this brother, he's one of the most humble dudes I've ever met, but he's very genuine and very straightforward. He's giving me so much knowledge and logic. And it's kind of making me want to kick myself in the ass to get into overdrive, part of my French. But to be real, I mean, I got to give a lot of love to Jim and freaking Chris as well, man. I appreciate you guys being leadership. And I want to give a shout out as being a humble leader that I want to be where you guys are. And I'm going to do everything I can possible to get in that spot. Aaron, you as well, brother.
Love that,
so
man.
I appreciate you guys.
Love it. I'm gonna echo that again. And normally we don't echo so many. When Terry and Chris introduced me to Jim and they're sharing his accolades, in the back of my mind, Jim doesn't know, and I'm like, oh man, it's gonna be ego through the roof. Like, oh man, every time I talk to a mega agent, you get on the Zoom, I was like, is this really you? Like, it was down to earth. I couldn't believe it. I felt like I knew him for years. So I 100% agree with you. Lesson here though that I think he just said, and it was a little bit subtle. He's not, Jim's brand new, by the way. He was just like Chris and I, can barely spell solar. Sorry, Jim. Doesn't know all the nuances yet he's building a massive organization. That's the whole point of the team. You lean on it. You don't have to know it all. He's just getting pieces and in front of other people, plugging them, getting information in front of people. It's just, it's a masterclass on what this team is doing. Jim, I'll come to you in 1 second. Marissa, you were next.
Hey, so a couple of things. Shout out to Southwest Florida for finally lifting their permit ban. They're finally approving permits after Hurricane Ian. So we're back in business on this side. Mom, who's not on this call, has her very first installation today. So that's super exciting. And then honestly, I want to shout out you guys. You and Chris have just the way that you lead is so inspiring. It's so appreciative. Like, you lead with your heart and it shows. And your team, the guys that you have here, like, thank you for allowing me to be here, because it really shows me what leadership looks like and what I should strive for when wanting to enter those spaces. So
the feeling is mutual, my friend. I know, Chris, we both speak very, very highly of you. This team is special. I've never been around an organization that's so appreciative. I really haven't. I've been around some world-class teams and things. That just, the energy this group puts out, it forces those that want more to really want to step up. You got to get better. So I appreciate all the kind words. I really do. Jim, over to you, sir. Grab a notepad when he talks, by the way.
Thank you.
Right.
Yes, sir. Thank you. First
Hold
of all,
on.
Yeah, let me get my pen. Jim's talking.
you
All
guys
right,
are
go.
hilarious. Hey, first of all, I got a guy signing up right now while we're on the call. So it's working. Whatever you guys are doing, something's going on here. I just want to give acknowledgement to the people that are in my group here. I know Dustin Hollandrake. He's doing proposals and collecting bills right now. Super proud of that dude. He's out here in Arizona. It was one of my realtor colleagues. Scott Marlowe, he's out here in Arizona. He's the 25K or bus man. He's introducing this to some super high level people. He's actually got some high level people in Puerto Rico that are just gangbusters. If they actually get their eyes on this, it could be a game changer for our little group here. Amy Ollinger, she's out here in Arizona. She's getting her wheels turning with this thing, exposing people, doing the thing. She's literally modeling exactly what I'm doing. I gave her the text of what I'm using to convert. She just copied it, pasted it, put her name on there. And I tell people, you're not stealing from me, you're duplicating. That's what this is about. It's collaboration over competition. We're one team. So if you see something I'm doing, you're not stealing it, take it and run with it. Slap your good looking or handsome face over my mug and run with it and put your contact information on there. I hope you win, and I'll be there for your three-way calls. You guys have been giving me that blueprint, so I'm just duplicating what Aaron and Chris and Terry are doing. So you guys are already showing us what to do. It's really just about put our work ethic, our personality type behind it, but not change the wheel. It's already rolling. So keeping it simple, like y'all said, simple sells, complexity kills. That is the name of the game here. Seriously. So who else? So James Federico, I met him through Facebook. His name's on Facebook. He's James Federico Solar Guy. I'm like, I got to reach out to this dude. In 24 hours, I had him on a call with you, Aaron, and he jumped on board with us. And he's a full-time solar professional. This guy is like a Rambo of solar. Like he's got 7 kids. He's juggling 7 kids though. Seven. So I was doing a coaching call on Saturday, and he's got babies hanging on him and everything. But that's the beauty of this. We could do this from home while being parents and still have an impact financially to give them an opportunity to have Santa's bag be a little heavier this Christmas or next Christmas. So just hats off, and everyone in the group, like super honored to be aligned with y'all. And I learn from you guys every day, and I keep my my notepad with me every time. So I get all these golden nuggets from you guys. So thanks so much for this platform. Appreciate you.
Love it, man. Absolutely love it. I'll go ahead and end on this one unless someone else has one. He's actually not here because he's doing a live proposal in-house. Is our newest tier 2 seller, Mr. Joe Trotter. He's actually about 2 hours south of me in Virginia, solar pro, came out of the scene, guns blazing. I have no doubt he'll be a mentor by the end of this month. He's another one though that I love, and I'll challenge all the solar pros. He's really leaning into the mentor program, even though he's not there yet. Coming from contribution, he's always throwing in GroupMe. Who can I help? If you ever have a question about he's in Virginia, about Virginia, let me know. Just much like Jem leads from contribution. I think that really shows, as does most people on this team, which is great. Let me share my screen real quick and we will jump in. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Okay, we have the National Power Leaderboard. You're going to see a very limited one today because they have not updated for December. Mr. Patrick Adu, he will be on the call at 1:30. He was meeting with a CPA. All that money rolling in from Power, he had to talk to somebody quickly, which is a good thing. But he actually held down the top 3. He was number 3 in the company, followed by Mr. Jim, who held down the number 4 spot. And this is nationally for recruiting. So this is just not the fastest growing team, ours. This is out of the entire company, 7,000 business partners nationwide. Huge. So two people in the top 5, which I absolutely love. We have Micah, number 19. I don't know if I saw him on here, but obviously he's leading from the front. We have Joe, the new tier 2 with 35. We have Ray Garcia, 162, and Christian Hall at number 166. So I'm just going to stop there, and a huge congrats to all of you on that list. Let's take over December. December is from Real Estate Days, is one of my favorite months to go out there and accomplish goals because everyone else, all of our competitors in this company are taking off. It's a fact. They're taking off. If you want your name on the leaderboard, it's December, guys. I'm telling you. And I said this last week. Chris did such it was a shorter call on goals and calendar and really challenging us all. I am a big believer, and I've taught this from a lot of stages. How you end December is how your new year starts. It's a fact. It's a fact, my friends. How you close the year down is how your new year is going to start. It is not a switch. I've tried it. Believe me. Oh, January 2nd coming. I'm going to lean all in. You won't have the momentum. You'll have a great February, but if you want a great January, it starts right now. It starts right now. So really lean in. Let's own this thing. I'm confident we're going to have a lot of people in the top 10 on this. One other thing that I'm going to go ahead and challenge everyone on, for those who are team builders, I only get access, unfortunately, to my personal recruits. And so I want to apologize for anyone over the last couple of weeks that has not seen their name in the lights, like Jem. And it's because I don't have access to it. So if you are a recruiter, a team builder, please, every Monday morning, log into the power.com on the dashboard, pull your organization for the current month we're in, text that over to me. I want to make sure that we recognize everybody. My goal is in the next 3 months that we're going through multiple pages of recognition. That's what it's all about. It's about duplication. This is not just about Jem, Maureen, Chris. It's about everyone else in this and on this team, on this family that wants to get after it, right? Anyway, really excited about that. I lost my access. Go back. Puerto Rico market launches today. I know we have a lot of people that were all about that, so that is official. So make sure if that interests you, if you want to own a territory, say it again.
Puerto Rico.
Yeah, if you want to own a territory that you guys are getting after it, get after it. It is right now. You have the potential today to override the entire area. It's that simple. And that's the language I use, by the way, as I'm recruiting, as I'm attacking. Also, please, because Jem mentioned that he had someone on the team that has contacts there. In my opinion, that's obviously the best, but it's bigger. Who can you talk to right now, maybe in Florida, that has contacts there that's not even on the team yet? Like, those are the carrots. I love vision casting. That's how I recruit. That's how I attract. Like, oh my gosh, we just launched a brand new area. Do you know anyone there? And they're like, oh yeah, cool. Let's get you in the system. Let's go build. Right? I'm constantly doing that. So that launches today. Super exciting. We have our Monday recruiting call, which is Bobby Smith, Ramsey Clark, Andy Smith, and Mark Chavez. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and challenge. You guys know this is a building block. This is one of those things that we have to have on our calendar on repeat. We need to be there. I'm probably the only leader that says, even if you don't have a guest show up, I know most are pretty strict on that. I want people around the campfire. You hear these stories, you see people winning. It just does something magical to you. Andy Smith is actually our up line, like way up. So he does not get financially paid for what we're building. He's so far up. But he was one of the co-founders of the Enterprise platform. He is a beast, an absolute stud. He's a British guy. He talks with that accent. People just get wowed. I would challenge you guys to be on here, because if you're a team builder, you're going to want to be on this man's schedule at some point when you have high-level enterprise conversations. He does those calls for myself. He's done them for Bryce. I don't know if he's on here. I believe he's doing them for one of Jim's guys as well. Really cool contact. Does not get paid for it other than the stock and everything else with the company. But yeah, definitely get on that call, see him. That's at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. We have our team.
Bobby Smith says on that call, if you come alone, it's like going to the prom without a date.
He does say it. He just says it all the time. It beats me up every time I open it up to other people as well. But they're amazing calls. They are about an hour long. You're going to learn something every single time. Chris and I debrief after most of them. We say the same thing. Dude, I never knew that. I never knew you could see that. I never knew that script. It's the same thing. You just want to be around it. I know we show this every week. We're going to keep doing it until it's ingrained. If someone could throw this in the chat and they have the picture saved, hopefully all of you do. This is the first text message I send out to every new personal seller. This is leverage, my friends. Right? This is how Jim can go out and lead a 1 billion sales organization. I probably just undercut him, by the way, because he has leverage. He has people plugging into Chris's calls, having people on these calls. So make sure you take a screenshot of this. If you need the actual graphic, the flyer we made, we can get that over to you as well. And I did forget one thing, and I'm going to go and say it now. I am actually co-hosting on Friday. Oh man, what does he call it? With Bobby Smith. What does he call that Friday thing?
Building with Bobby.
Building with Bobby. See, recruit up. Recruit up and they will bail you out on stage. Building with Bobby. I'll be co-hosting. He's bringing me on there to really talk about how to launch a brand new seller. A lot of this stuff you guys will have heard, but we're also rolling out some new stuff that Chris and I used to do in a previous venture we were on. We're taking the gloves off. Bobby's going to lean in on this. This is his language. This is what he wants. So I'm going to challenge you guys. In fact, it's not even a challenge. I'm just going to play my friend card. We need as many people from our team on these calls. Like, it looks really bad when they're featuring us. And this is great for recruiting, right? Like, I guarantee Jim is going to leverage this. Oh my gosh, I'm going to put you on the phone with somebody that just led a national call, right? It has nothing to do with me. It's for the team. We can go build it. So please, and I think that's at noon, Chris, Terry.
Yes.
Yeah, cool. And I'll make sure, I think there's going to be a flyer coming. I'll make sure we get that over to you guys as well. Awesome. I don't know why I keep losing my screen. Cool. I know Chris and I, we're going to talk a little bit about financing updates. I'm going to stop sharing my screen for a second, if that's okay. And Chris, I know you had a few things you wanted to talk about. I saw a chat going on with, it was on the Facebook group, Facebook Messenger, over the weekend, where people were talking about financing numbers and things like that. This is something my wife did. And this, I'm very visual. I think a lot of people are. And so I took a proposal, and I'm going to challenge you guys today. If you have a proposal, for one, if you don't have a proposal, go get one. Don't put your hand on your bill until you get a utility bill. That's when everything in this company changes. Facts. That's when my life changed. I saw a proposal. It was my own house. I didn't get creative. I didn't go get a neighbor's. It was my own. I saw how real this thing was. I saw what the panels looked like, what the savings was. Like, everything changed for me. Go out and get a proposal. Once you do, go through a couple of the loans and write down 2 terms. Write down the total loan amount and what the monthly payment is. This is where I truly started to see that it wasn't always the lowest interest rate. It wasn't always the highest. It changes. This is really, really neat. By the way, I do this a lot. Last week, I can't take ownership for it. Chris sends me a text with his brand new 2 favorite loans that I had never even looked at. I was like, you son of a gun. Sure enough, I go to prove him wrong and I plug him in and I was like, dang. I missed it. I didn't know about it, right? And so the way we're learning this, right? I mean, yeah, Chris is smart, but he's in there playing with it. So I'm going to challenge you. If you guys do this visually, you'll really start to see it. Not saying you need to
Stop
know them
shaking
all.
it.
Say it again.
You're shaking it. You can't read
I
it.
know. I'll take a screenshot of it. I mean, this was for a particular proposal, but
Wait,
by
you're
the way,
making me
this doesn't
dizzy.
include the two that Chris put on my stage, on my table, in front of me last week. Man, I'm all over the place. Anyway, Chris, I'll turn it over to you. I know you want to talk a little bit of financing before we open it up. Anything on the heart, man, that you think the team needs to know?
Yeah. So
You're really blurry. There you go.
yeah, there we go. So for those of you guys that have been around for at least the last couple of months, you have at least heard, if not seen, them happen in your proposals, that every time the quote unquote interest rates go up, what happens is that it affects our ability to sell solar. Okay. And so you'll hear either CEO Jonathan Budd, Bobby, myself, Aaron talking about, hey guys, interest rates are going up, or Mosaic's raising interest rates. They typically don't give us a whole lot of time. But here are the two times that we've seen them go up. Pre-Fed Reserve meeting, where they are pricing into the market, expecting that the Federal Reserve will be increasing their interest rates. So clearly our financing interest rates from Mosaic, GoodLeap, Sunlight, and Sonova are tied to the Fed Reserve's short-term interest rate. Why is that important? Write this date down. December 13th is the next time the Fed Reserve is meeting. That is literally 8 days away. That's next Tuesday. So I can pretty much promise you, just from a pattern that we've seen over the last few months, that we will be hearing some last minute, hurry up and get these done because interest rates are going up. Now, there clearly has not been any announcement that I know about from any of our financing partners, nor Power, or anything else. We're just kind of giving you guys the heads up in that there are two that I personally know of, which are the Sunlight 20-year 6.99, Sunlight 20 years 7.99. I personally like the 6.99. It's the nicest one of the two. It lowers.
Chris, sorry, guys, please write this down. This is really important. It's a question we get every day. Those are the two best loan products right now on the market, hands down. Chris, say them again, please, if you don't mind.
Yeah, they're both from Sunlight Financial. One is or they're both 20-year amortization schedules, and one is 6.99. The other one's 7.99, and that's the interest rate. Okay. Now understand this. You'll like Sunlight. You'll fall in love with it. And next week it's going to leave you. Okay. Meaning that something's going to happen next week with the interest rate shifts. Federal Reserve is already talking that they're going, let's just back up for a second. They're going to raise the interest rates. It's not if or when, it's going to be, they will be, and they will do it next week. Okay. The question is, are they going to do it by a 0.5 basis point or 0.75 basis point? What does that mean to us? The more they move it, the more our financing moves. And typically what we see is the lowest interest rate typically falls off the cliff. It disappears. We hear, well, nothing under 3.99, nothing under 4.24. Like the one at the bottom always falls off. Why is that important? Because when you're doing a proposal and you need the absolute lowest monthly payment to compare to an already low average monthly electric bill, that the thing that gets you the closest to their average monthly electric bill is the lowest interest rate. Okay. So when rates go up and those lowest interest rate options disappear, then what happens is the monthly payment goes up. The other thing that happens, the flip side, is they keep those low interest rates, 2.99, 3.99, that sort of thing, but they raise the dealer fees. Okay. When they raise the dealer fees, which are already, in my personal opinion, astronomically high, right? To understand this, guys, the dealer fees are, you're buying down your interest rate. Okay. So it all starts at prime, and prime is based off of what the Federal Reserve current rate is. Okay. And so when you look at, hey, let's say, I'm not sure where it is. I'll look it up here in a minute, but let's say it starts at 7. When you can offer somebody a 2.99% interest rate and they're freaking out about how much dealer fees is associated with it. If you're showing them that, which I think you should, but that's on you. You have to help them understand that they're buying down the interest rate from 7 to 3. Okay, that's a pretty significant buy down. Here's the benefit of it though. Like everything else, law of polarity tells us it's positive and negatives with everything. The positive side to it is because of the dealer fee that gets wrapped into the loan, the total loan amount is where you experience your income tax credits. So the 30% federal income tax credit that increases that federal income tax credit. So that's the positive side of the higher dealer fees. Whereas if you were purchasing a home in today's market and you're going to get a lower interest rate from a mortgage lender, you don't have any tax strategy on your interest rate buy down. With financing, you do. So all of this is to say, guys, here's kind of the current state of affairs with financing. We have, Aaron, what is it, like 120, 140 different options between the 4 different lenders, something like that?
240.
All right, 240. Okay. Well, there's 238 that, and there's really only 2 that, as far as I know, most people are going to, as far as making it look very palatable. When you're in higher priced markets, California, some areas of Texas, Eversource in Massachusetts, Northern New Jersey that have higher electric rates, kilowatt hour rates, you have more options available to you. But Virginia, Maryland, the Carolinas, Florida, to a certain respect, you're hovering around 13, 14 cents a kilowatt on average. You need every advantage you can get. Advantage number 1 right now are those 20-year loans from Sunlight. Advantage number 2 is I would spend, if you have any proposals that are out, go back into those proposals. Now, if they're a little bit older, when you go and pull up the financing in them, you're going to see a lot of expired. Pull up Sunlight Financial, find that 20-year 6.99, 7.99, see what it does to the financials and the economics of the deal. If it improved it, which for a lot of people it should, get those people back on the horn. Just say, hey, look, we have a new financing option. I don't think it's going to be around very much longer. It's possibly scheduled to go back up next week when the Fed Reserve increases their interest rate. Would love to get this in front of you. When can I get you back on a Zoom with my business partner who does the systems design? Okay. Get those proposals back in front of people. If you have ones where, myself, Aaron, or anybody else just requested docs and the proposals kind of outline, get those people on the horn. I had one today that was on my schedule and the mentee said, oh, she wants to wait. And I said, wait for what? Oh, she wants to wait for her sister to come or whatever. I said, time's not on her side. Right? Guys, what people don't understand is the market's moving. The market doesn't wait for people. Right? Don't let them sit on that fence, because that fence is going to get really expensive. It'll be the most expensive thing they own. Right? So understand what's going on in financing right now. Aaron, can you share my screen, or can I share my screen real quick?
Yep. Keep flowing. I'll make you a co-host.
All right. So just understand what financing, guys. One of the things I would highly encourage you guys do is when you have some time and you're on your journey of learning, go into Knowledge Base and look up the different financing companies, GoodLeap, Sunlight, and Mosaic. Those are the 3 out of the 4. I'm not a huge fan of Synovus. I don't do a whole lot with them. And plus they deal mostly in leasing, but look at the different one-page marketing things that are in Knowledge Base on that. Can you see my screen, or you see my desktop?
Desktop.
All right, I shared it wrong. Sorry. Okay. So this is an Excel spreadsheet that has by company, Sunlight, GoodLeap, Mosaic, etc., all the different interest rates. And so if you see this box B right here, okay? If you change, and this is not a working copy, so I just took I got to make a copy of this to make it a working copy, but you can literally change box or cell B2. And let's say that's the cash price for your proposal. you can enter the cash price in here and all these numbers will change. Okay. And it'll let you know based off of, the interest rate and the dealer fees that are baked in, what your overall price point's going to be. Right. So I'll share this link with you guys in, I guess, the Facebook Messenger thread, probably be the best place to share it, or I'll try on the chat when I turn this back over to Aaron. Any questions on the financing stuff? All right.
I got a couple comments, Chris. I'm sure we'll spark something else for you to mention. If that's cool.
Yeah, real quick. Before I forget, when I share this link, this is a master document. Please make sure you make a copy before you edit. Okay. You start messing around in the master copy and there's going to be some people that are going to get pissed off at you.
Everybody understand what he just says? Because without fail, it's going to happen anyway. I already know.
I'm going to make a copy and
Yeah, please.
copy.
A couple things. One is not doom and gloom. I want to be clear on that, right? That's a text I get a lot. Does this still make sense for solar? Am I jumping in at the wrong time? 100%, 100%. Two little silver linings, and there's probably many, right? I always challenge myself to try to find something, a positive out of everything that shows up, because there always is one. Sometimes they're a little bit harder to see, right? I'm not sure if I can relate, but the first one that jumps out of me is this is a closing opportunity. And Chris really just did a great job touching on that. I am using the volatile interest market right now as a closing tool that's allowing me to close 85% of my proposals on the spot, right? If it wasn't volatile, I have to go pick up a different close. So that's one. Number two, being in more challenging markets where you have to get creative, you got to really become a student, really become just a pro at what we're doing, make you better. When I got into real estate in 2010, it was awful. It was short sales foreclosures, hoarding, dirty houses. I was like, oh my God, I just quit my job for this. But I pushed through, I stuck through, and I built an empire. Same thing, right? This is going to weed people out. So this is a great time. It still makes sense. Solar has always been a long-term play. Know you have leadership in place that are trying to find the nuances every single day so that we make sure we're bringing or putting our clients in the best seat on that bus, right? So that this still is a win. We are closing deals every single day. So I don't want anyone being in the dumps. We got to get creative. We got to get better. Is that fair? Does that make sense? Okay, cool. Another question I saw in the chat, I don't have it right in front of me, the 12 or 18 month. Yes, right now they're still doing a 12-month program. Every mentor is different on this, and I'll open it up to Patrick or Chris Hart on this as well. I have not been using the 12-month a lot lately. A lot of my deals are in the mid-Atlantic, tougher markets with rising dealer fees, higher interest rates. I have been taking it out for most of my projects to really get that monthly number lower. If the mentee is teasing that, definitely make sure you let your mentor know, because on mine, a lot of times it won't be there. I can add it on the fly, but that's definitely a conversation we need. If someone is really leaning into this because they're using that almost like a stimulus check, like they would have gotten back $3,000, they really need it, by all means, we'll figure out a way to make it work. Just make sure you're not over promising that one, especially if you're on the mid-Atlantic where these numbers are a little bit tougher, because a lot of times we are backing that out. I forgot who said that, but if you need clarity on that or anyone else has questions, let me know.
Yeah, to understand on that too, guys, that's, in my opinion, I call it the rob Peter to pay Paul. When we offer that, it's baked into the financing. So let's say they're going to get $2-3 back. That's $2-3 on top of the total loan amount that also gets processed through dealer fees. So it could jack up your monthly payment a good $20-30 a month. And when you're already challenged with getting that monthly payment relatively close to their average electric bill payment, me too. I'm not even, it's one of the first things I take out when I edit a proposal.
Love it. All right, we can open it up, guys. It doesn't have to just be financing. By the way, when you guys see that chart, and which I love that he did that for us, does that hurt anyone else's heads? Like anyone else, like you start like spinning, like, oh my gosh, like I have to go learn. Anyone else feel that way? Or was that the only one?
That thing took some work to put together.
Definitely did. Chris will tell you that the financing, that is my kryptonite. That is the thing. When I picked Chris's brain, especially the first 2 months we were here, I said, oh my gosh, what did I just get myself into? Like makes my head hurt. Like it's just really hard. But when you can start to look at things visually, I'm here to let you know from just being honest and transparent and real, like I struggle with that, yet I'm 1,000 times better today than I was 2 months ago. So the more you lean in and just play with it, every one of you will improve. You just got to be willing to want to improve. Right? And maybe all of you are smarter than me anyway, and it doesn't hurt your heads, and that's even better. But for those that do get a little stressed with that, just know it will get better. I promise you. All right, cool. We'll open it up like we always do. We got about 25 minutes left. Doesn't have to just be financing, recruiting, selling, anything you guys need help with. Keep it positive, right? Team call. But we're here for you. Amazing leaders on this call.
I want to hear from Mr. Patrick Adu here. He's just killing it out there.
He's slaying it.
Yes, he is.
Slaying it. By the way, he'll come over and say this one too. He's mad at himself for last month. Mad at himself. And that's what I love about him. He's like, I didn't do enough. I dropped the ball on this. I lost this one. I didn't push hard enough. I missed this. He doesn't yell at me when he says it most of the time. But I love that. I mean, killed it on every single leaderboard. Just absolutely slayed it. But yeah, he's just a driver. Patrick, good to see you, brother.
Good to see you. I'm sorry I'm behind. Didn't finish my ministry work till late. Anyway, what I wanted to share real quick is be consistent. You know, have a game plan, have a goal. If you don't have one, you're not gonna make it. Listen, every week, I know how many people I need to call for the total week. And based on, it's a numbers game, right? You call 20 people, you're gonna get 3 bills, you will close 1. It's a numbers game, right? So there is not a single day that I don't work my business. Folks, listen, not a single day that I don't work my business. Can I repeat it? Not a single day that I don't work my business for at least 2 hours. Not a single day. It could be in the morning, it could be 10 p.m., it could be midnight, but I'm working my business every day. Are you working your business every day, 2 hours minimum? Do you have a game plan for this week's production? Because if you don't have one, you're not going to make it. I have a goal this month, and you can tie me up to it. Look at the board. If you don't see that numbers, call me and say, Pat, what's up with you? And I will explain myself to you as if I owe you, and I will, respectfully. I have to do 5 projects myself. I have to do 5 recruits this month, minimum. These are my minimums. I have to hit this minimum. And I have to do 10, assist my team to close 10 deals in my organization, minimum. How am I going to do that? If you have any plans and you think this month is a 30-day month or 31-day month, please listen to me. Everything will shut down by the 20th of this month at the latest. Everything will shut down. All your clients will not want to talk to you about no solar. All your prospects will not talk to you about solar. Your teammates will go to sleep. It's just the way it is. I've been doing this for a long time, and it's just human behavior. So my thing is this: even though I have a 30-day goal, I have a 2-week goal. And Aaron and Maureen will hold me accountable on Mondays at 2 p.m. I have to produce 2.5% of my deals minimum every goal I have by Monday, same time, which means I have to put in the work this week if I'm going to achieve my goal. Get 2 contracts done or 3 contracts done, get 5 team tier 3 assistants to my organization, or get recruit 2 to 3. Well, I've done 1 recruit, so at least 2 more by the end of the week. You have to have a game plan. You have to have a daily goal. How many people are you like? If you don't have deals, you're not closing deals, you're not getting contracts. Well, do you have a game plan for the day? Do you have how many people you calling today? Do you have it down? Are you going to call? Because if you're not going to call, you're not going to win. You're not going to close anything. I'm not a genius. Trust me, I have an accent. I'm African. Why am I top 1% in real estate in the country? I have a goal. Every day I work my real estate business. Every day I work my real estate business. Every day I work my real estate and solar business. Every day. I was sick for 4 months this year. I still did over 15 million sales in real estate. Every day I work my real estate business. Folks, I'm not going to say it again. Every day I work my real estate and my solar business. Do you work your business every day? Do you have a goal for the week? Do you have a goal for the day? How many people are you helping today? And oh, one more thing and I'll leave you alone. Posting on social media is amazing. I got 2 calls from people last week, even though they didn't comment, they didn't like it, not knowing they all seeing it. He called me, hey, Pat, what is this thing you're doing with solar? I was thinking about solar. My wife actually got a code. I got you. Hold on, throw that code away. Let me get you. I'll take care of you. Just like I did with real estate. But folks, if you're going to post stuff on social media, make it clean, make it educative. Don't joke around. It's your business. Stop posting funny stuff about your business and joking around, doing all those videos. They will start looking at you as a clown. When you post, they won't read it. If you're going to post something, make it educative. Be serious about your business. Make it worthwhile, their reading of your material. I don't care if you want to post every day, but make it clean, make it worthwhile. Put some time into it. Okay, so that's all I have for today. Tips for the week. Go do it. You'll be successful. Believe me, I'm not a genius. Just do it and you'll be successful. And hold me accountable. If you don't see 5 deals by myself by the end of the month, call me and I'll explain myself to you.
I love it, brother. You know, one of my ahas from you, and I knew this about you. I just want to make sure everyone else sees it. Obviously, he's very successful, guys. I mean, very, very successful. You get mad at me, but it's all good. Does very, very well for himself. Lives in a dream home, has a beautiful family. The fact he's leaning in here and he's already that successful, already that busy, shows how big of an opportunity this is. That's really one of the main things that he and I talk about almost daily on. He is leaning in. This opportunity is too big for him to turn his back on. And that's why he's willing to carve out slivers of time throughout the day. Like he said, 2 hours a day. That's why he has massive goals. He often jokes with me every few days, Aaron, is this thing real? Like, is this legal? Like, are you sure we're allowed to do this? And that's coming from someone who is uber successful. Success leaves clues, guys. I talk about it all the time. If you don't have the posture, the excitement yet, borrow his. Borrow Gems. Why are two very successful, already very wealthy people leaning in like they are? They know how big this play is. Love it, Patrick. Appreciate it as always. Who else, guys? I get fired up every time we do one of these, by the way. How bad is it when you watch your own replay? I end up missing something. I got to take notes. Jim, go for it.
Awesome. Thanks for giving me the floor. I've got people, and this is like the number one question. You know, I generate leads in real estate, and it comes really naturally for me. I've been doing this since like 2009. You know, online lead gen coming out of the real estate collapse. I've been in real estate since 2002. So that was very humbling. When that collapsed, I instead of me being like, oh, I'm a victim, I got kicked in the rear end, I said, I need to go get better skills. And I just committed to that. And it was great. When I focused my whole emphasis on real estate, like it turned a corner for our business. And I had real competent people answering the phone, speed to lead, everything. I'm a rookie again. This thing's like all the stripes are ripped off my sleeve, and I'm brand new in this thing. And I'm learning, and I'm a student. I'm taking notes. And one of the things that I'm learning to do and understand is how are we all lead generating? I think, you know, putting the wind in our sails. I always teach agents like the leads are the wind in your sails. If you don't have leads, you're stuck in the water. So if there's something you guys can talk about, there's a lot of people on this call who appreciate it. I could talk a little bit about what I've done, but I'd love to hear from you guys about lead gen. You know, people that are in real estate, people that are contractors, people that are lenders, some just surface level stuff, just to get them to go, get the kind of get it going. And then once you get that revenue coming in, I tell people, carve out 20-30% and reinvest that into some funded campaigns that are maybe next level, and try different things and see what works. And, you know, you kind of trim the fat off the meat with what doesn't work. And then you start working with stacking on the stuff that is working, and, you know, double down. Can you guys touch on that a little bit? Aaron, Chris, even Patrick, I'd love to hear some of the stuff through your guys' lens.
I'm going to open it up. I know a lot of people have heard from me. I know Maureen's gotten a bunch of leads coming in. Let's share the floor. I know James, by the way, is another one. He has a special program he could touch on, but let's share some of the top leads that we're talking about. Let's start with bills, if you guys don't mind, and then we'll actually pivot, have the same dialogue with sellers, with recruiting. Russell, I'll come right back to you unless it was on that subject. Cool. Leave your hand up if you don't mind, so I don't forget. Awesome. Cool. Who has some great lead gen strategies that's working for you guys? Patrick, go for it.
So let me give this one to you. I should have brought it up as my tips for the week. I should have written it down. Sorry, I'm just running. Folks, try this and you all would thank me by the end of this month. Go to your local BNI and join BNI. So last week, I decided, I built my real estate in the beginning, years ago using BNI. And so obviously I'll go back to it, trying to build my local market around me, Loudoun County, Fairfax. So I went to BNI. I tried 3 of them to choose one. I haven't been busy doing proposals in a while until I did that last week. Listen, people don't know anything about solar right now. If you go to a place and you tell them you're doing so, everybody want to hear you. You stand out. If you go to BNI meeting, everybody has a real estate agent, financing, accountant, blah, blah, blah. There is no solar expert over there. They want to hear what is that? And if you tell them about that 30%, everybody in there, they are business owners, they love that tax write-off. Please join your local BNI group, okay? That's the tip for the month. Go join your local BNI group. You get activities in terms of people requesting for proposals, and you may even pick up some business partners. They ask me, so is there a member in every BNI? I said, no. We have a small group. I'm building a whole new team to carry out the whole Maryland, DC, Virginia. We penetrated less than 1.1% of the whole population around the DMV. And then guess what? One person called me to get a presentation, and I presented the business opportunity to them, right? So join your local BNI. Attend some of the free meetings, it's free. You can attend few of them for free, and then find a way to join one of them.
Love that. Really, really good tip. Number
Which
one
BNI
personal
is he?
salesperson in the company, by the way, 90% of his business comes from BNI. 90% comes from a weekly meeting that he goes to.
Which BNI? Where is he? Loud?
I'm in Loudoun County, so I went to a few of them in Ashburn and Reston, and I decided to go with the one in Reston just because the other 2 meets at 7:30 a.m. and I'm not up by 7:30 a.m.
If you could put the BNI name in the chat, I'll come visit your chapter. I'm in one in McLean.
Okay, I will. I'll text it to you.
Love it. What else do we have for lead gen strategies?
I'll share mine.
Please, I know the crowd is waiting.
Yeah, so I'm still super warm market. I haven't really made a dent in just people I know. So don't overlook that. What I did, I kept it really simple. I made a spreadsheet, and I think I've shared it. I'll reshare it. And it just has columns for every single state that we are currently licensed in. And now I get to add Puerto Rico. And then just over time, I just add to it as I'm thinking about someone else I used to when I lived somewhere else. I just add homeowners that I know in that state. And when I'm doing prospecting, I reach out, and depending on if I've talked to them recently, if I haven't talked to them in a while, sometimes I'll say something and just start that connection again before going straight in. But I let a lot of it happen organically, especially with catch-ups with people. It does take a little bit more time in the beginning. Like I've done the Aaron Brett, the blast text. So all of it works. It just depends. Find something you like doing and do it. And then when they say, what's new in your life? Oh, in the last 6 months, I started a new business, and let me tell you about it. And then a lot of times they're just like, wow, that sounds really cool. And I'm like, I have no idea if your home would qualify or not. But if you want, all I need is a copy of your bill. Great. Boom. When are you free? Book the presentation. And that's what I've been doing a lot recently. And it's working well for me.
Really good stuff. You brings up an interesting one too. I haven't touched on in a while. I got a recruit last week. He'd hit me up for something else. He wasn't on my list. I'll own it. I didn't even think of him for this. Hope he's not on here. And that was my fault. It wasn't him. He was like, dude, how's everything going? I said, freaking amazing. Like, I've never been this fired up in ever. And he's like, dude, what are you working on? She's right. It's just having conversation. Be excited. People want to know about it. Absolutely love that. In terms of recruiting, let's pivot and just get one or two, and then Russell will come back to you. She kind of teased mine. I am a big voice text person, Jim. I love dropping voice text. I love energy. I love communication. I'm a big believer. Anytime you just send a normal text, by the way, better than nothing. If you're not crazy enough to do a voice, do it. Get into action. I don't want to allow my excitement to be put on Jim's ears if Jim's having a bad day. I know he never does, but let's say he did. Right? He's late picking the kids up, dinner's burning, whatever. And I sent him a text so excited. And he's like, hey, Jim, how are you? That's why I don't do it. I want to be able to drop that voice, hit him. I want to be able to change him, pull him out of a potentially negative place and put energy and positivity on him. So I do a lot on Facebook. I do have a list. I got to get better at it, right? But anytime someone has a birthday, I'm dropping a message. When it shows them who's online, I want to hit them. I want to have a conversation. Jim, what's going on, brother? Hope all is good. From the post you make with the family, it looks like you're killing it, man. Proud of you. Congrats on that recent real estate award, by the way. Huge, huge honor. Listen, I know you're so busy, you probably didn't even see it, man, but I made a post last month that I just opened a brand new solar division on top of our real estate company. We're already in 26 states, launching Puerto Rico today. So excited. Listen, Jim, I know you're an entrepreneur, you're a big time thinker. If you're ever interested in leveraged passive income, and I'm talking big income, man, I'm gonna go ahead and tease it. Average commission, 10 to 17 grand. Hit me back. I'd love to get some information over to you. At any rate, Jim, I hope you have a great day, man. Crush the week, get after your goals, brother. And I end it. I can drop 20 of those in about 4 minutes. 4 minutes. Here's a life hack. Anybody else hate rejection? I do. I hate it. I have my list of the 20 I'm going to drop right then, and I go through them before I ever even check the response. Life hack. Changed my life. Because if I'm sitting there waiting for Jim, I know Jim's going to respond. I know he's going to respond. He read it. He didn't respond. Oh my gosh. Did I stutter? Did I say something bad? Oh, he thinks I'm salesy. I'll start going through this like mental shift where I just lose. I don't do it anymore. I'm going to do what I control. I'm going to drop my 20 every single day, and I will win because of it. Is that helpful? Voice text my jam. By the way, if you texted me, I voice text back. Chris will tell you it drives him nuts. I can't help myself. And if you're on Google, it drives me nuts that I can't do it. Just know you're lucky. Okay, Russell, I'll go to you, and Chris, I'll come to you next, bud.
Yeah, so obviously it doesn't have anything to do with I will do a little marketing caveat. I've just been doing a lot of interviews with companies, just trying to see if there's any solid lead generation companies with good quality warm leads. So that's one thing that I'm personally doing as of right now. And me and Jim are actually kind of co-running some of these things just to try to find something solid here in AZ or whatever the case. But I was going to say one thing, just based on what Patrick Adu was saying, and you guys obviously preach about it all the time. When I first started this, like a month and a half ago, the biggest thing I did when I realized that it was going to be, a solid opportunity is I went to the store and I just started buying stuff. Like, this is a goal book. And I figured if I'm not organized in something that I have passion about or I'm excited about, how am I going to be able to move forward and do bigger and better things? I bought a laptop. I bought a computer desk, which I'm sitting at right now. The chair, the sticky notes, I got an organized planner. Obviously, I'm doing it all virtually too, but anybody who's fresh or who has never done this type of sales, I'm used to leads being fed to me. I'm used to going to somebody's house for a lead and I sit down and I close it. I do like a nice, quick Jordan Belfort type closing situation. But with this, it's an amazing idea, an amazing opportunity. And I figured if I'm going to invest into it, I'm unemployed. I'm going into it with everything inside of me because I don't need no distractions. So that's just like my personal excitement is anybody who's fresh or is nervous or doesn't know what the heck they're doing. I hate to cuss, but fuck it. All right, just dive in, buy all the stuff that you need, and let's tear this shit up. It just takes the steps that you take to be able to make it happen. That's all I had.
Love it, man. Love it. I'm glad you remember that because I know I kept you waiting. By the way, take away from what he just said. He's playing to win. He's playing to win. That's it. Chris Hart.
Yeah. Am I off mute? Yeah. Two things. One, I would highly encourage you guys, and this is from experience, stay away from the done for you marketing stuff where you're going to hire people to do stuff that really we should be doing. So many people have tried these things. Some work, very few are getting big results from it. You're going to throw a lot of money away and you're going to get frustrated. So just kind of rule of thumb that I've learned along the way. Aaron's been on that journey with me. Do it yourselves, right? And if it's not something you're willing to do, remember there's 101 ways you can skin the cat. Just find the one way that you do want to wake up every day. And like Patrick said, you got to be consistent. And even Aaron said, every single day I throw out 20, right? So when it comes to prospecting, let me ask you guys a question. How many of you guys have literally blasted your database since you've started with that script or something similar to what Aaron has sent out? Okay. Here's the thing. Everybody's got a database, right? Whether you have a formal, customer relationship management database, we know as AKA a CRM, or you have a phone, or you have Facebook. Point of the matter is you have something. Every single one of us has it. you have to communicate with it. Your people have to know what you're doing. Patrick said earlier, Facebook is not something you should be doing intermittently. Facebook is something that you should be doing at minimum every single day. And like Patrick said, educating people, share some stuff with them, right? It's your business. Don't be embarrassed about it. Communicate. That is the place that you have the most amount of eyes at any given time. And I promise you, if you're doing this for likes and comments, that's why you're not doing it, because you're not going to get the likes and comments. But what you will get are the people DMing you, asking you, hey man, what's going on with that solar? And sometimes I feel like answering them back, like, why the hell didn't you just put that in the comments? But they want to remain, anonymous. But whatever the case may be, Patrick, right? Like, you can attest to the fact that people will hit you up. Aaron, same thing. Like, when we first started this, we were so blown away at how many people would hit us up from our social media comments. It was like, man, this is like fishing in a toilet bowl. So point of the matter, guys, is don't get so wrapped up on what should I say? You know what to say. You know what stuck out to you. You know what excited you about solar. You know, at this point in time, what the value propositions are. If not, show up on Friday, get with your mentor, get with your sponsor, get with the person that attracted you, and say, in a nutshell, what should I say? Take that and send it out to as many people as possible. Your social media DMs, your text messages, go through your text message, open your text messages right now. Open them up. Everybody pick your phone up, pick it up. Come on. This is an action item thing, and hit that little green box that's Messenger, and just spend the next couple of seconds doing this, scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. That thing goes on for days. Nobody ever does what? Nobody ever deletes them, right? There's your database right there. And then go through your emails, right? The next time somebody sends you a marketing email, like all the realtors that hire that one company that pulls you off of Facebook, and then they all send out kind of the same email, hit reply and sell back to them, recruit them. Simple strategies, guys. Simple strategies. Don't get so caught up on what's the right thing to say. Say something, because something's better than nothing.
Well said, brother. Well said. I'll go ahead and close it out. Two things. The first one being really what he just touched on, right? I'm going to share a little bit of vulnerability. Hopefully that's okay. Chris was my first call. He joined day one. You've heard it. Well, he'll share his story another time, but he joined just out of respect, was hoping to prove me wrong on day two and quit. And he's still here. Thank God. I know the whole team. Thanks God. Our first 30 days, Chris whooped my ass. Like whooped my ass. Was running proposal after proposal, collecting bill after bill, recruit after recruit. I was like, what am I doing? Finally, I started looking at what I was doing, and really it was the lack thereof. I was playing so small. I was so scared of what my friends and database would think that I opened another company. Literally, this was the story I was telling myself. It's going to ruin my real estate. I worked too hard on this. What would my family think? And I started asking Chris, like, who do you say? He's like, everyone. It's too big. I'm not doing it. And that's when I started doing those little life hacks where I was like, I'm sending out 20 people today. The minute I did it, everything changed. Everything changed. Make a decision today to stop playing not to lose and start playing to win. Start playing to win, my friends. This opportunity is too big. My number one fear for everyone on this team is that you look back 12 months from now, you have multiple people inside this team on this Zoom making 7 figures a month, and you're just looking to get your business going. Don't sit on it. Don't do it. Last thing I'll say, guys, this is important. Write it down. It's nothing magical. Everyone you saw come across this virtual stage today, everyone you see on our leaderboard right now, and this is going to change. Everyone you know on the team making 6 figures a month had 0 solar experience. 0, guys. This is for each and every one of you on this call. You just got to reach up and take it. Anyway, I hope you guys all have a fantastic day. This call was great. I will share the replay once we get it back. 8 o'clock tonight, Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. I hope to see everyone on there. Have a great day. Don't forget next Friday, please. Bobby
Friday
Smith, me. Let's pack the house. Appreciate all of you guys.
Friday recruiting.
Correct. All right, be good, guys. We'll talk soon.